It's time for Bourbon with Friends, the Bourbon podcast that never takes itself too seriously. Pull up a chair, grab a glass, and remember, a bourbon with friends can change the world. Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bourbon with Friends. Myself, Adrian, and Martin are here to talk about whiskeys from around the world and how a bourbon with friends can change it. What's going on, guys? How you doing today, evening, night, wherever, what time zone you're in, talking, listening to us?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you, Martin?
I'm tired. If at some point you just start to hear me snoring, there's good reason for it. No, it's just a very long, good Memorial Day weekend. You guys have a good one? Actually, Adrian, I know you had a good one. I saw you like 2 days ago.
Yeah, we got to meet. It was a great time.
It really was.
You guys were together. I was up. We had a memorial service at Camp Hale, Colorado, up there, and met a few generals, talked to a few colonels, met some Gold Star families, and had a good time remembering the people who served the most.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Good weekend. Yeah, so I know some people know that I got to meet up with Adrian and a handful of other really great people from Instagram that we've met through this pretty incredible community. We went to a distillery up here in Valparaiso, Indiana called Journeyman. Relatively new. I believe they started in about 2015, I think is when they opened up their Three Oaks, Michigan location. But we kind of descended upon it, drank a lot of alcohol, ate a lot of food, a lot of cigars and laughs. But yeah, no, we were just talking about how cool it is that, I remember at one point we were sitting there and just kind of like looking at everybody that was at the table, and it was just like, this is sort of all because of Instagram. And that's pretty cool that you have like a community of people that's built up around that, which I think sort of brings us to who we're going to be talking to today. Our friend Jason, Bourbon.and.Smoke.
What's up?
What's up?
What's going on, buddy?
How are you guys?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you guys. Good to be part of here. And yeah, it's life, man.
I know, right? It is life. It is crazy. Like I was saying, it's just, you start an Instagram page and you do it for probably one or a couple reasons, just to like get out there and start posting pictures of bottles. And then you fast forward 6 years later and you're sitting and talking and chatting and you like have all these different people you meet up with, and it's a completely different experience. And it's weird because I'm sure it's like you've never even missed a beat. Like you meet them for the first time in person, it's like you've known them forever. And it's pretty special. Yeah, it's pretty special.
No, it really is. I think people probably think Dan, Heavy Bourbon, and I, and Ken, Whiskey Diz, have known each other forever, and they've known each other and met plenty of times before. Our first time meeting up ever was KBF, and the day before we did Buffalo Trace Pick, and everyone thought we were like best friends, been hanging out forever, and I think it
looked like you were.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like good people find good people, and certain people just you connect with and hit it off, and like the rest of history. Now we're in a group chat, messaging every day, and it's fun. You really do build some really good relationships over a really good American spirit and through Instagram.
Yeah, it is. I think you kind of nailed it. I think all of us would have been friends anyways. It's just one of those things like where this liquid literally was what brought everybody together. And I mean, the whiskey is great, but the people are better, man. I mean, it's genuinely
Depends on the whiskey.
Well, yeah. Sometimes whiskey is better.
Fair point.
Sometimes the whiskey's better. But yeah, no, it's really cool. But
what's everybody drinking? Yeah. What's everybody got tonight to drink?
Oh, sure.
Let's hear it.
I got a little Old Louisville. This is the batch that only just came to California with their launch. So
nice.
That's it. Why not? And it's not a baby Glen, I know.
No.
This is a big wisdom glass.
That is that wisdom glass. I need to get one of those. I got
We're coming out with the little baby ones with my logo on it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll be getting one of those.
Yeah.
I'm one for KBF. I don't know how I can make it happen or bring that many, but I'm trying.
Yeah, that's true. That is a lot. So I got, actually, this is something I was given this weekend. This is a distillery called Great Northern Distilling out of Wisconsin, right there. It's a rye whiskey. This is a pick done by my friend Germ Freedom Malts on Instagram. So he brought this down. It's called Bad Cop. So there was 2 sister casks, and they are wildly different. So he did Good Cop and Bad Cop for him. And this one was my favorite. Good Cop was, to me, a little lighter. This one just had a little more complexity and depth to it. So I went with that one. That's what I'm drinking.
Go ahead, Adrian.
I was gonna say I'll go next. I got out my Baby Glen from Kentucky Bourbon Fest, and I am drinking Bardstown Bottled and Bond. Nothing too fancy for me.
Delicious.
Still good.
I just opened this up. It's the new High West release. Someone say the name.
Rye.
Hoorah!
Yeah,
Has jackalope on it.
Rye.
that is now only, dude. That's actually a great port, and now they put it away for I think like a year or so, but now it's only distillery release, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is only distillery release. It's absolutely phenomenal. The flavors on it are great. It says limited sighting on it. So, and that's a little stamp they have on it right next to the jackalope. I actually love this bottle because it is a jackalope, and we were actually talking about jackalopes on our last episode, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Jackalopes and tramp stamps. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was on the episode before.
So neither one of us are probably limited sightings, let's be honest.
No.
It depends on where in California you're at.
Hey, no.
You live in a nice
cheers.
area.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
So, Jason, what got you into this whiskey world? Like, what got you started with it?
Man, I think really just something not escape, but something to kind of get out of my normal day to day. Like I'm a total nerd, electrical engineer by day, VP for a media company that handles a bunch of infrastructure and integrations for high power RF to network to audio to electrical distributions, and wanted some kind of like escape every night. Like not escape, just like, I can relax, enjoy something. Really got into Scotch right off the bat, really. Back in the day, predate everything. High school, I was drinking Jack. Jack was my jam. I still love Jack. I don't care what anyone says. Number 7 will always be around me, close by. It's a friend. Bourbon.and.Smoke got created with one of my colleagues, who's now is one of the biggest mountain bike influencers. He works for me, Colorado kid. So he was actually the Smoke, because he really is doing a lot more like barbecuing and whatnot. We both did, but he went all in on it. And then we're drinking all the time. We go to a bunch of like whiskey events in town. We're like, hey, let's just do this. Gonna have fun. And then that's back when Instagram was pictures. And then he really went nosedive into mountain biking. I went really deep into the whiskey world, and fast forward 7, 8 years, 8, 9 years now. Here I am. Like now, I've took on a lot more of the smoke with cigars and barbecuing a lot more.
I love that. I love that it kind of has that double play.
Yeah,
kind of have a double play with that. That's very cool.
And it really just became something like, the bar really expanded quickly as we all of our bars have. It's like, I'm going to get a bottle this week and this week and this week. You realize you're not drinking a whole bottle every week, and all of a sudden you got 50, 100. Just behind me alone, I got 400, and that's not even like boxes and stuff. So, yeah, the wife's not too happy, but really make it a point to share. Like anyone, if it's open and someone comes over, I don't care if you're a novice or anything. It's like, try it, because that's the only way you're going to find it, and it helps me kind of put some damage on these bottles.
Exactly. It is. We were joking around too, because like yourself has 400 bottles. A couple people that they were at the meetup, they also are probably in that number range, and I'm sitting around about 100. I've been there. I used to have 350, but I kind of slimmed stuff down just because it gets to that point, like you said, you're like, how much do you really need? But we sat there. I'm just like, between the 14 of us that are here, we probably got more whiskey than this entire town of Valparaiso, like all the bars combined, for sure. I'm just
That's a much better selection.
much better
Correct.
selection, too. That's awesome. So you said you started with Scotch, and I know that like I see you obviously you still post about it quite a bit. And
Yeah.
you do your baby Glens. What's what was kind of like this first kind of journey into Scotch, the Scotch world, and which ones has stuck around since the beginning?
Ben Rioch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big Ben Rioch fan. Probably I got really into like the single malts, the Adelphi's, some of the Impex stuff, the I believe it's Israeli single malts. Just it was different, man. It was something that I felt was not trendy at the time, and it was something that I had just judged it based off a year or the price or the look of a bottle without really knowing anything. Let's be honest. That's how a lot of us people who first go into a store like, oh, this bottle looks cool. Or how many people ask you, hey, what's a good $100 bottle for a gift? Like, well, why does that have to be $100?
Yeah.
I'll go give you Evan Williams bottle and bond for $18 and blind pour, and I bet you love it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's after now we learned so much. But yeah, I think Scotch was just probably the Madman vibes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Damn.
It's I think the thing I find myself always coming back to, and I mean I was bourbon second. I got into it because my parents were from Scotland, so Scotch was just always sort of around. It was, there was always a bottle of Glenfiddich 12 in the cabinet, and I was about 13, 14 when I snuck a little taste of it, and I fucking hated it. Like I was like, this is disgusting shit. And then again, fast forward to when I got older, that's a bottle that I will always have, and that's a bottle my dad and I will always share whenever we get together. Have a cigar, have a little glass of Glenfiddich 12, and he has a bunch of good whiskey too, and I have stuff that could maybe be arguably better than Glenfiddich 12, but it's just a bottle that, like you said with Jack Daniels, it's just one of those that's always going to be there no matter what.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you have while Martin is talking about a whiskey memory, do you have like a first whiskey memory or an early experience trying alcohol or anything like that you can share?
I had really bad first experiences with alcohol. Like we all did.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think I've been fortunate. There's been a lot of good experiences meeting master distillers, trying what they're doing, and listening to them, and just kind of going through that. So like I got experiences, but I think one bottle that it was before it really blew up was Rock Hill Farms. That was me and my dad. My dad just liked the bottle design and whatnot. And that's when my local store here, Rocco, had it like 2 for $60 before it blew up. And it was a bottle that just was good. It was tasty, and one of the bottles, I had a buddy, he actually made a lamp out of it and whatnot, out of an empty bottle. So like, I think Rock Hill Farms might just kind of be my tie the way that Martin has with Glenfiddich. Probably Rock Hill would probably be the one. And then also for me, Pinhook. Pinhook was like my really trajectory where I went like all in on trying to just find single barrels. I remember when I bought them first at Row was like, no one buys these. I'm like, good. Yeah. For $35, $40. I was like, yeah, I'll keep taking them all. I was like, I wanted the different wax. I was buying it off that as I was learning more about what Pinhook was, who Sean Joseph was, why he was doing what he was doing. And then also looking back at look at that trajectory of, I'm going to buy 150,000 barrels. And I'm just going to wait for 14 years to release a vertical. Like, who thinks of that?
Yeah, that's awesome. I just got my first couple bottles of Pinhook. I have not opened them yet. They were a gift to me. So
I have about 40 different Pinhooks.
I'm pretty excited. I have 2. I have there's a pink top, and a blue top up there. But
so blue is no longer coming back. Blue's gone.
Really?
Yeah. So the high proof rye is gone. The only people who drank it was California. It didn't sell anywhere else. That's rye humor. No, that's a barrel pick.
That's a barrel pick, right?
It's a barrel pick.
it says high proof.
Yeah, it's cash rye. Yeah.
It's that teal and not blue.
That's their version of blue. And then, the magenta, it's cash tank bourbon, which is still standard. And now the cool thing, they're at a because that's their own distillate through Castle and Key that they have a recipe with. They're doing now a 5-year age statement on those.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a cool little journey to follow. And I'm on a text with Sean all the time on certain things, and yeah, they're having some fun doing what they're doing.
That's exciting to hear. It sounds like we may have to get him on soon enough to talk about everything that he's got going here in the near future.
Yeah. Well, I actually got a package today from Chris Blanter, Urban Bourbonist, and every year so far we've been trading Pinto picks. His pick just came in, so mine. We just picked mine with River City a month ago, so ours will be in about 2 months, and I'll send him one back.
Oh, that's awesome!
Very fun.
You had a post not too long ago, and I just thought it was great, just because I think that it's kind of the way things are starting to go. Hopefully, about I don't want allocated. Give me a craft or a single barrel any day. What's been probably some of the most exciting craft distillers you've come across?
Ooh, I would say locally, right up the hills, about 2.5 hours away. We're going there June 7th. I'm going to do my second annual Bourbon.and.Smoke pick. It's with Colby and Ashley Frey with Frey Ranch.
Frey Ranch.
Everything they're doing, man, from literally farming to distilling to the glass. Like Colby and Ashley, like literally do it all. So I would say Frey Ranch. Man, right before KBF knows March, going to Hard True Spirits. That place, man, is in for whiskey fans. Or it is just beautiful grounds and making some killer product.
Yeah.
I just got a bottle of Holiday. I got to try.
Which one did you get?
Yeah.
The bottle of Bun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious. You'll love it.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Would you consider High West kind of craft? I mean,
not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, the owner kind of defeats that purpose. I do like independent bottlers. Lost Lantern's doing some fantastic stuff.
Absolutely.
I've heard really good things from about Cedar Ridge. I haven't tried any of their product yet. Probably blanking on a few. Griffin and Gray, another California, is a really good product. Their rye is out of this world. And then I like blending. The blenders give the blenders credit as well.
Who surprised you the most at KBF?
Blue Note had a great bottle.
I knew you were going to say that.
Blue Note had a great bottle. Who else was it? That Italian one was okay. That was just
Luca.
Yeah,
Mariano. I think it's
Luca Mariano. Penelope has some good stuff. Nulu had that toasted that was there. It was phenomenal.
The Lucky 7, I think it was a 9-year.
12. Was it older? I swear
I was thinking it was a 9-year, but I can't remember. Yeah, that I remember was good. I did try that. We did have a lot of bourbon slushies.
We heard you guys had some adventures with some slushies last year, so.
Yeah, the whole team at Barrel is fantastic. And, talking about blenders, Nick over there, what she does, she's a scientist. But I will say we were fortunate enough to get a 20-year-old gold seagrass floater. Which yes.
Well, that's just rude. Now I want one.
I tried the seagrass, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't the 20-year-old.
No, they were just doing seagrass or dovetail floaters, but hey, I'll take that gold.
Yeah, right? Yeah, the dovetail I just got a bottle of recently. It's absolutely phenomenal. I love the flavors. The seagrass, I unfortunately drank all of it already.
Oh, I was going to say, so seagrass is one of those people, like some people love it. Some people, it's too flavorful. I remember for a while, and I'll be very honest, I stayed away from barrel just because of price point. Like, I don't know really enough about it. I don't know what it is. Another one, I judge it by its bottles. Like, it looks like a corn bottle and whatnot. I remember I got a blind sample from the rep when I was at Rose one time, and he didn't want to tell us anything about it because Rose like, oh, barrel's too pricey. It's not enough margin, blah, blah, blah. We took a sip, and I was like, holy shit, what is this? Like it just kind of knocked my socks off, and it was like the perfect day outside too. We're outside on this patio drinking, and I was like, I would crush this. Like, and you got that apricot, you got that I think it's Madura and rum barrel finish. I think it's those three finishes. But that rye, like it blends and comes together like in a perfect pour. Like I loved it. So I'm not surprised that you finished it.
Yeah. So that seagrass went away pretty damn quick, but I got it at wholesale cost, so I didn't pay what everybody else did.
It's worth it. And it's one of those bottles that's like, yep, it's worth it.
Yep.
So,
well, what do you got going on this year that you're excited about in the whiskey world? I know that half the year's already up, but you got the additional half of the year, summer, fall, winter, that's coming around. Is there anything that you have planned that's big and exciting?
some things I'm working on, I just can't tell because I need them to finalize. For me, I'm really excited. We just locked in June 7th. I'm going up the night before, spending the night on the farm, and doing my second barrel pick for myself with Frey Ranch. I'm doing single barrel rye. Really excited about that, and I'll be selling it through a Rose site. KBF, I just love KBF, man. Like interacting with so many people. Like when Adrian started saying, "What's your favorite pour?" I'm like, man, I just forget. Like I was more just hanging around and just shooting the shit. Had 4 cigars a day, couldn't breathe the next morning, and like it was just living in that moment and like not worrying about creating content or work or responsibilities back home. It was kind of like, hey, let the shoulders down a little bit and kind of just have fun, interact, and meet people, because that was probably I met almost 60 people I interacted with on Instagram, like truly interacted with. Within 48 hours, which was awesome.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
It was very cool.
Yeah. And then, just we do a bunch of River City stuff. So I run a whiskey group here in Northern California with River City, and we're constantly doing events every month. We do barrel picks every month that we release. Those always keep me, on my toes and kind of balancing that and balancing life. But KBF and my own barrel pick is probably the 2 big things I'm looking forward to whiskey wise this year.
Oh, that's exciting. I mean, do you have something with your group that's coming up really soon? I mean, you could probably talk about it now. It's going to be released. This will be released probably the week of or the week after this happens. But that dinner, if you want to talk about that, because we just had Mike Montgomery on.
Oh, nice. So yeah, Blue Run, we're doing a big dinner with Trey's coming out. We're doing a big 4-course dinner up at a speakeasy with our group. We sell tickets. Usually you get a welcome cocktail, 4-course meal, and between 4 to 7 to 8 pours, usually, all including the ticket. It's a great time. We sell a lot of bottles, so really it's worthwhile for the brand to have someone out here, and really just educating and teaching people about a brand each month. So far this year, we've had Peerless, we've had Chicken Cock, we had Penelope, we've had I'm drawing a blank on someone. Wyoming whiskey. I think that's it so far. And then we have Blue Run, we have Griffin and Grain. Who else are we going to have out here?
I have no idea. I mean, this is your show. I'm just here to help.
10th Mountain's going to
all sound like great guests.
Yeah, 10th Mountain's coming out. We're going to do a bar sound. We're going to have Brandon, the Daily Dram, and Danny come out and do a blending event at night. Pinhook will be out. And then we do our annual Van Winkle dinner in December. And we do the whole lineup and kind of let Buffalo Trace Sazerac kind of do some other pours and whatnot. So yeah, it's a fun time. Really just interacting with people. That's what it's all about. It's like the name of the podcast is fantastic because it's really Bourbon with Friends. And
who knows? Maybe we have to come out there and record during someone's dinner and get you and Ro and a few guests and interactions and talk about it in August. Yeah.
Yeah, we're a good time if you can't tell. We like to party. We know when it's business, but we also we like to have a good time. That's for sure.
Definitely.
So, What about you guys? What are you guys looking forward to? I'm going to flip that question back. Like,
Hey.
something you're excited about for the rest of this year?
Oh God. Well, there's a couple different whiskey things that might happen. We're hoping in August. I think first week of August, we're gonna go to Driftless Glen out in Baraboo, Wisconsin. They've been doing some phenomenal things. I just got an 8-year ride from them. It is unfucking believable. So that's kind of one thing that's coming up. And it's kind of probably going to be about the same group, if not maybe more people. There was just at this one on Saturday, this meetup that we had. We were literally sitting there that night, like, we've got to plan our next one because we have to keep doing this kind of thing all the time.
For sure.
The other option, you brought it up earlier too, is Cedar Ridge. That's not that far from us either. They're out in Des Moines, or kind of like south of Des Moines. But they make phenomenal stuff. If you can get a hold of any of their ryes that they do, or some of their bourbons or their rums, I don't know if you're into rum.
Man, we got a badass 13-year plantation rum that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I started getting into some of that really kind of funky Jamaican stuff that I've been getting into that like hard, and they make some pretty fantastic rum there too. Might be getting down to Colorado and Brian's neck of the woods at some point, so I'll be heading out to 10th Mountain and hanging out there, and then there's a chance. Not entirely sure yet, but there's a chance I'll be doing a barrel pick of some. I can't really say what it is yet, but it's going to be pretty fucking exciting if it happens.
Nice.
These guys?
Yeah. No, it's if anyone is ever on my lives, they know exactly what.
I know who you're talking about. I'm just going to give them a call and tell them no.
Yeah. You're like, fuck this.
Don't let this guy do.
Don't let him.
Yeah. So what I just poured is Talanoa. It's the Old Saints. This year's for Old Saints. It's a phenomenal blend. Jason, I'm not sure if you've had Talanoa yet or any Talanoa products. It's a single pot still. They're doing an absolutely phenomenal job. They do it like traditional Irish whiskey is. But they do it here in Colorado, in Arvada, Colorado, I believe.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so they do a great job.
I think there's so many distilleries in Colorado. Peach Street Liquor. Peach Street is out there.
Good.
Yeah, that's in Palisade. That's
about an hour from cafe for them, which is pretty good. Breckenridge is out there. You got Stranahan's. You got Old Elk.
Laws.
Claws.
Yeah.
Coppercraft.
Yeah. They're out there? Nice. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, there's
just so much good whiskey, and that's where it goes back to that one reel I did. I was like, stop chasing the bottle that you never had and go try something that you can have that's affordable, an everyday product. And it's someone who, not saying the big brands don't care, but these guys literally care a little bit more because it's sometimes their family's distillery. They are the ones who literally put the distill together. They're paying the electrical bills. Like, I don't know, it's something, the way I'm kind of at now, like, hey, if I get a couple cool bottles, like one bottle every year I want is a GTS. After that, if I don't get anything else, like, so be it. Some bottle I have it if I really want it, and if I'm drunk enough, I'll slide to Amex and pay for it.
Exactly.
I mean, that sounds like a good time where I need to be at that one time of year place where you're at.
The rare character dinner we did last March, we did 3 bottle kills. We did a Elmer T. Lee 100th anniversary. We did an OFC 1994 we killed, half the bottle, and an Al Young that we killed.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
Not terrible. You did good.
I think I'm going to go sit in a corner and cry.
Al Young. There's a funny story about Al Young. Anytime Rose sees it somewhere, he's like, no one deserves to have it. So he will buy whatever's left. Like, he's with, we were at Bardstown 2 years ago doing picks, and we went in the little room, and they had like that much left of it. Al Young is like, I'm finishing it. And he's like, no one else deserves to have it. It's like his it's like, I need to have all the Al Young in my life. And I was like, hey, yeah, me too. Let me get a 4.
That's great. So, Adrian, Martin, do you got anything with squirrels?
I was thinking of one.
Go for it.
So Jason,
Time out. What's the squirrel thing? All right, we're gonna get.
Let me explain this. So,
at least want to know the context before I respond.
I just realized how ridiculous this is going to sound. So like usually we have people on, we interview them, and it's mostly whiskey related questions.
Yeah.
I don't actually know how it started. It's probably I blame Brian. Definitely.
No, it was absolutely me. I said we need to have we have to have one stupid question, and I want it to be involving squirrels because everybody has a squirrel moment in their life. So I figured keep it the squirrel context.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the one I thought about, and I don't really know where this came from. Maybe it's just because we've been talking about whiskey and how, in a lot of ways, this weekend felt like I drowned in whiskey because I came back with like 15 bottles and about 60 samples, and that's pretty much all I've been doing for like the last 4 days. So I thought about if you were a squirrel and you had to drown in whiskey, which whiskey would you want to drown in?
That's pretty good, Martin.
That's fucking brutal.
It's like, hey, would you rather burn or drown?
Martin brings the darkness.
I'm gonna go out like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, if I'm going out drowning in something, I'm gonna try to drink as much as possible. Like the like when they fall in the chocolate, I try to eat as much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a bottle and I'm just kind of like I'm thinking like to make fun and make this be a good joke. Like I'd rather be like in a big blend of Mark Carter blending something and he's just pulling on me and laughing. And like, Mark, because Mark would probably be like, haha, hey, here's more. Like, I want to go out laughing. So like, yeah, I'm gonna go on some old Carter.
There we go. I mean, that's a perfect
answer. Good answer.
Totally got a visual on that. Like,
hey, can't you imagine
like pouring it in?
Yeah, if you know Mark's like laugh, like just like, oh yeah, we need more. We got to blend more.
we're gonna kill this fucking squirrel.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even sure if that's worse. It'd be like one bottle and the squirrel's dead.
Yeah.
We can do more than a bottle.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, with you,
not a squirrel.
We'll do a squirrel-sized human, and then it's a lot of whiskey.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be fun. Yeah, if I'm going out that way, I'm going out with some old Carter.
There we go. Perfect.
There we go. That's awesome. That was my squirrel question.
There we go. I mean, we got it knocked out of the way. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And now we can get back to something else ridiculous. It doesn't really matter at this point. So everybody doesn't know you personally, right? You do have a large family. You do have a wife. You have a phenomenal job, as you just talked about at the beginning of the episode, of what you do for a living. Is there anything you're excited for with your family that's coming up that you want to share? And I'm not going to give any details, what and who and how many, everything like that. That's up to you. But is there anything with your family that you would want to share that you're excited for here in the near future?
Yeah, man. So I got 4 kids. My daughter, my oldest daughter's 5. My twin boys are 4, and our youngest daughter is a little over a year. So like we kind of we're in the thick of it. It's a fun balancing act right now, but dude, every day is something new with kids, man. Kids are so resilient. They're so observant, and they retain way more than what we give them credit for, man. They know what they're doing, how they're doing it. So every day is fun just as a dad. Like, man, that was the first time they did X or first time they did Y or something like that. Just learning something new and watching sometimes what we do as parents with my wife and I, and just they want to start repeating it. We're going down to Mammoth Lakes. It's a big trip we do.
Yeah.
Mammoth is absolutely one of the most beautiful places on earth. We go spend a week down there at the lake, up in a cabin. Kids they love being on the kayaks. They love kind of just being out and about, riding their bikes and scooters. It's just nice to kind of be that elevation, that fresh air, something different, quiet, something about the mountains, man. Like it's just being in California, you forget like how busy it is, how many people there are. You go to Mammoth, even though it's still in California, it's a 3-4 hour drive. You feel like you're just somewhere like
different environment. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're fortunate where we live. We got Napa, that's 45 minutes away. Tahoe's 2 hours away. So we've got some beautiful places around us. Yeah, man, I think just day-to-day family stuff. Trying to make some memories this summer. In and out of summer school for the kids, but sports they're gearing up. Soccer. It's being a dad, man. It's so fun. Like that's the best job I've ever had. I can make $1 million in my career. My number one job in life is being a dad, man. That's what I grind for and live for. So yeah.
I mean, that's probably one of the best answers I've heard in a very long time, and that beats out Mike's comment about tramp stamps. So I mean, that you have the best answer. No,
I haven't walked away yet to show you mine. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Mine's a QR code, and when you follow it, it follows me. So it's great.
I can't wait to see that.
Great.
Yeah. Hey, what's your Instagram handle? Here you
go.
See,
there's the tattoo. I should have got. Yeah. I should have got that tattoo over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you get?
Dang it!
No, we were.
No. Yeah, it was a joke that I was gonna get a butterfly on
like a blue run butterfly,
and then I really thought I would do it, and then it just got too late in the day, and we really didn't.
We were literally at dinner and like Googling tattoo spots around Valparaiso just to try to get like an appointment with somebody, but then we just forgot about it. Got too drunk.
Yeah, so. It kind of fell through the cracks. We ended up back at the hotel, all of us sitting outside with our whiskey and our cigars.
I'm way overdue for more tattoos. I have
0.
This one on my arm. I'm trying to get the best picture of it. Backwards.
Oh, nice.
The time my daughter was born, and that's Lola, awesome. And that's the flower. So,
I love that.
And then I'm gonna fill up this arm this summer. Personally, that's what I'm more excited about. Is my tattoo. I'm doing a double-headed owl. The owl is, and it's gonna have my boys were premature, so they were in the NICU. One of them for 41 days, one of them for 51 days. Wow. So they had on the side of like the little like bed was like an owl thing that like these volunteers like drew and put up there and had their name on it. So instead of their name, I'm gonna put their NICU tags like on one of the feathers on their side. So like that's gonna kind of tie up this arm before the kid.
So cool.
Yeah. So.
Well, that just makes my tattoo seem fucking worthless. Thanks.
Yeah, I have 0. I have 0 tattoos, so it would have even been my first tattoo. So.
Oh, I'm fully tatted. I was always scared. Like I got a rosary that like I wore one day, and that's like my outline, and it's from my grandma. And I was like, if I wear a V-neck, back in the day, like you didn't know people would judge about tattoos or whatnot. So like, and I'm so corporate, so I'm always in button up and whatnot. So like, so many people don't know. And then one time I forgot, our CEO showed up, and I was in a polo. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything, but I was like, fuck it at this point now. So now I just rock them.
I know.
I was like this for a while, but
I stopped right here just because I was like, because I was basically in button ups and all that. When I work in, I'm remote now, but I was in person when I first got tattoos, and I remember I was sitting there and it kind of like my sleeve kind of like dipped down, and I just remember that it was like the CFO, and he's sitting there. I saw him kind of doing this. And like looking back at me and looking down, and he goes,
and you took it. You're like, oh fuck, you saw that.
I'm like, I'm trying to like do this, like to try to like get it to like fucking hide it, and then he just goes, I want to get a tattoo one day, and then it just broke that ice, and it also kind of just shows like how like it has gone from being something that was taboo to something that you see people that are in all sorts of like senior leadership positions that like have tattoos, and it's just such like a more casual thing now, which I think is cool. It's crazy. Obviously, if you have some fucked up tattoo of a drowning squirrel or something like that,
Mark Carter laughing.
Mark Carter is fucking doing that.
Someone pays me enough money, I will get that tattoo.
All right.
Okay, you guys heard that, right?
Yeah, that's.
I was the same way. It's like I made it where like my watch would cover, and I actually paint Apple watches now. Like this back, I'm actually never gonna wear them again. Probably as soon as this one dies and it's dying, I'm gonna go back to regular watches. Like I want less notifications on stuff. I want to go back. I appreciate like what goes into making a watch and all that. Like so I'm gonna go back to like a regular watch, but I wanted to where like it would be covered. But then after like the first time I actually like exposed my tattoos in the office, like I don't know, I just felt like obligated. I'm like, screw it. I know other people are probably judgmental or thinking about the same thing. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna just rock more polos around the office, and more people. It's more like acceptable to see tattoos around, and it's fun.
It definitely is. And that's another kind of hobby too, is that I've been thinking about getting into, because there's some really fantastic fucking watches out there. Like, watches are something. I mean, there's Instagram pages.
They are.
I mean, speaking of Instagram, there's Instagram pages that are, whiskey and watches and things like that. Or there's a guy that is a friend of mine, Gregor, a Scotsman, a Time for a Dram. And he always has like different kind of like it's a scotches, and he always has like different kind of things on. It's such a cool thing. There's some just beautiful designs.
So we know because everyone listens to us, as soon as we open up Instagram, we're all getting watch ads.
Yep, pretty much.
I was going to say shoes, whiskey and shoes. I was going to go down that road.
I will probably geek over this one. If you haven't followed Original Grain, they're making some badass watches. They just did a Jack Daniels watch. They're 100% solar powered, but they just did. They did some old grenade military crates for grenades. They used those crates to build the watch.
That's crazy.
Wow. Wait, what?
Yeah.
But you saw Brian's face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Brian's face.
I'm fucking buying it. It doesn't matter the price. I'm going to buy it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they're sick. Dude, I'm a big fan of them. They've done some great stuff. And hold on. So like there's the crates of the grenades that they did.
I miss those so much.
Into like that watch. Yep. Like,
how much?
Wow.
I don't know. I'll have to click it. But like, how badass is that watch?
That is
Watch. Like,
thank you, Jason, for making me spend more money after I just bought a brand new truck. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's a forever piece, man.
Exactly.
It
is. You're so right about that.
It's one of those things that
will go away.
Yeah, whiskey. A bottle kind of goes away. It's whatever memories you make with it, but like a watch,
right?
So I'm more about experiences. Like my wife and I, we don't get enough, and we're like, let's go somewhere. Let's do this. Like our anniversary, we always go somewhere. It's like, okay, we're at a point in our life, like, hey, if you want shoes, buy your own shoes. Like, you want clothes, buy your own shoes. Like, hey, I'll get you flowers for a couple times here and there. But I'm like, let's go to Europe. Let's go somewhere we haven't been, explore something. Like, to me, like, that's your money's spent differently. Yeah, it's more expensive and it's a shorter time, but like being able to be like, yeah, I went to Prague, I went to Italy, I went to Madrid, I went to Mykonos. Like, yeah, that's way better than any gift that she would buy me or I would buy her.
Experiences build relationship too. Yeah. I mean, it's just
peace out, kids.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you have to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
What's a bucket list destination in the world?
I seriously would go back to Prague. Prague is absolutely beautiful. And you want to go a long way in Prague.
Yeah.
I think I lived through you when you and your wife went to.
We did. My buddy, one of my high school
Spain.
We did in Madrid for years.
I totally was living through you guys in that. Yeah, those were some beautiful photos.
I'd probably say the Amalfi Coast in Italy is somewhere I really want to go. I know it sounds stupid, but I really want to do like an Alaskan cruise, and I had no desire to do it.
Not stupid at all. That's awesome.
I feel like cruises are the dumbest thing personally. Like, I'm also like a big Delta guy, so like I'd rather just fly and get miles. Like, I don't want to be on a dirty ass bus. Really, that floats.
Preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Dude.
But like the place I really want to like just see. Paris, I just don't really care to see.
I've been. It's
they don't like us. Like, nope. Their food's not that good. So
no. And if you're going,
we don't want to offend everybody on here. This is hurtful now.
Hey,
Jason comes on and offends an entire country.
Bourbon with friends, unless you're from France.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by nobody, because we're not going to say the sponsor after this. Thank you.
This is like a baguette company. Who cares?
Yeah, right. There's some fucking French guy going, oui. He just insulted the
Yeah.
country.
Oh no.
Oh shoot!
Adrian, we're the sense of something. I'm not sure if it's reason, but it's something.
Yeah, I have.
You guys are worried about me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know,
well-
like everywhere, just dude. And I think that's the best part. Like my wife and I said, like we would have never thought of going to Prague, but because my buddy got married there, we're like, hell yeah! And we were there. We're like, we keep talking about like Prague's sick. Like we tell anyone, like, oh, we're showing Europe, like Prague, go to Prague.
Yeah, my dad.
Have you guys been to South Africa yet?
No.
Oh, you're talking about an experience I've never had in my life. It's absolutely amazing going up and petting giraffes and then shooting other shit. But
he goes petting giraffe and shooting them.
I pet the giraffe, but I didn't shoot it. So let's go off of that first. But there's
Okay,
other
good.
things that ended
I
up
love you.
and freezers. But a lot of the meat I donated back to the local tribes. So all the local tribes were able to eat, and they got probably 2,000, 3,000 pounds of meat just from me going out and hunting.
Nice.
That's
No.
not bad.
Awesome. I love that.
I'm not saying I didn't keep the tenderloins, but they got the rest of the meat.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I-
Look, I get people stand for honey and whatnot, but like, it's a circle of life. Like, sorry, I'm not going to eat a steak that grows in the ground. No, I want a cow. Sorry, like,
Yep, amen. I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
But anytime you want to come up, I'll bring you elk hunting.
dude,
he will. Yeah,
no, we gotta make that happen for sure.
I don't need to hunt. I'd just like to have a elk steak on my plate. Is that okay?
I still probably have a half a freezer full of elk from last year, so we're
Yes,
happy
that
to
means I
make
get to
that
have elk
accommodation.
steak.
And how'd you like Madrid? I actually almost moved there in 2021. I was going to live there for a year. My ex was a teacher, and she was going to go over there and teach English to Spanish.
Sick.
It ended up falling through. She got a better offer in Boulder, but the fucking funny thing is the first thing I did when I found out I was going to go there is I found all the local whiskey stores. That was my first move. I'm like, I have to find
Beautiful store there.
I think I know what it is. I followed them on
Whiskey something, yeah, something special.
and then I found a whiskey group in Madrid, and I joined it. And I was talking with them. I'm like, I'm gonna be there. And then I didn't. But how did you like it?
Loved it. Yeah, people forget like Europe. Breakfast isn't really a thing. You don't go out till like 11 a.m. and then it's like a late lunch, and then literally the town shuts down for siestas. Like that's a legit thing. Like 1 to 4, it's dead. Like unless you're out and about, you're a tourist. Like no one else is like out and about. Like and then dinner doesn't kick off till like 9:30, 10. So like the time is different from what from like a normal like lifestyle is. But like I loved it where everything's walkable. It's super clean city. Tons of bars. They're really well known for cocktails and whatnot. There's seafoods to the roof. Like the octopus is to die for. It's weather was great when we were out there for New Year's. So like it wasn't cold by any means. Like long sleeve shirt, I was fine. I loved it, man. It was great. I kind of wish we spent a little more time and went a little more coastal as well. Like made me try to get down to Barcelona, like try to get to the water or something. But Madrid was great, and it was such a quick trip. Like we literally went for New Year's because it's like the number 2 or 3 spot to be in the world for New Year's. So it's just a big party town, man.
It is, yeah. I think our plan was originally to be in Madrid, but we wanted to go down to Oviedo, just because that's a beautiful little place too. And like you said, Barcelona down there on the coast. It's I wish it would have happened, but I'm gonna hopefully get out there in the next couple of years. I got a Scotland trip planned for next year, so
sweet. Small world. Sean from Pinhook, his wife lived in Madrid, so like he was texting me places to go, telling me where to eat and whatnot. The oldest restaurant in the world is in Madrid. They have bottle of wine from like the 1700s.
That's right.
Old cafe,
Wow.
like it's beautiful too. Like you go down the cellar, like it's wine like way older than Titanic. It's like the bottles like are disintegrating in a way because it's so long.
Wow.
Well, fuck. Now I need to go.
Yeah.
With a watch, you're gonna drive your new truck to the airport. You have to get
You're gonna bring your friends.
You gotta bring.
Well, I mean, there's already talks.
You have to get a tattoo with Mark Carter pouring old Carter.
Killing a squirrel.
Right.
This is a full-on like cartoon. This whole episode.
Dude, yeah, exactly. It's gonna turn to like one of those like 30-second short Tom and Jerry fucking like that squirrel things, dude.
Awesome.
You've I know we probably we still got time. What do you think of the American single malt kind of movement? Because I know you've been posting about it and have had a couple, and I think kind of trying to bring it back from like international stuff to right here in our backyards. There's a lot of ones popping up.
And a lot of good ones.
A lot of really good
ones, man.
Yeah.
I just posted about Westward. They've secretly been doing it, not secretly, but over 20 years now. They've been doing American single malt really well with a brewery kind of style vibe, and just some amazing finishes, man. Like some of the stuff they're doing is absolutely ridiculous. I'll say there's also some okay ones that are struggling on it. 10th Mountain has a fantastic one. Not just, I would say that if Brian wasn't here, I think 10th Mountain, probably one of the better products, is definitely their American single malt. It is fantastic.
Thank you.
I think American single malt is something that you give it a little more time and people are more receptive instead of being on the buzz of whiskey and bourbon. American single malt will slowly be the big boom that I think these distillers really want it to be once they kind of fine tune their craft. Because you have a lot of people that have been doing it for a long time that are doing it well. We have a lot of people that are doing it probably not for the right reasons right now, just because they're trying to stay with the trend.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Not putting their full effort into it. I think that's a healthy way of saying that, not try to downplay anyone. Like one thing always people ask, like, hey, you never post a bad Baby Glen review. And for me, like, that's not what I ever want to do. Like, I want to be someone that is approachable, fun, engaging. I think too many people work behind the scenes at these distilleries that make a living from these distilleries. If I don't like it, I just won't post it, to be fair. Like, that's just odd, but if I post it, it's because I truly like it. What good does it do? Like, I'll pick on a meme. If I hated this, why would I do 15 seconds to just talk bad about it? What good does it do me? What good does it do them? Like, I'd rather just, hey, if I'm looking for a bottle what bottle I should get someone, hey, I'm going to look through Jason. You're not going to have any negative bottle on there.
No.
Like, y'all kind of bland all day, but that's just because it's fun. Fun.
It is fun to make fun of them.
People that are
they're not really hurting, are they?
Yeah. People that are hardworking, like filling these bottles, handwriting labels, distilling, moving barrels around, doing tours, like, there's no good. So I won't do it. Like, that's, people ask, like, oh, you don't post anything negative. I'm like, don't need to. Don't come to my page if you want something negative.
And
Absolutely.
I think like you among, and like obviously, really everybody in here and everybody that does reviews and talks about whiskey on their Instagram page, read between the lines. Like, we have a lot of whiskey and we try a lot of whiskey every single week. If we're not talking about them, there's probably, there's a reason for it. And that's just personal choice, right? Like, that doesn't mean that it's bad. I could not like something that Brian loves or that Adrian loves or that you, Jason, that you like.
Right.
And all
I think the point, not to interrupt you, Martin, sorry, but the point I would say is people follow certain people because you figure out, ooh, I like what this person likes, and I'm going to follow what they're doing because they're going to post about what they like. And I tend to like what they like. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't have people in the back of my mind that I know.
Great curveball for you, though. I'm one of the few people, I think, on Instagram that like Jethro Creed. And I think what they're doing with some of their stuff is very tasty. And that's just me personally. And I know there's a little sidebar of some other content creators that I'll call them out, Tyler Louisville Bourbon Buzz and Chad My Daily Bourbon. We agree. We are probably the oddballs of some people on Instagram that like what that Butcher Corn does. And like, it's a fantastic product. And I think some people are just so caught up sometimes in what a traditional bourbon might be that just because someone does a different grain and they just get in this mindset that it's different, it's like blind it. And I bet you'll be more surprised.
So bringing back to Jethro Creek, you brought something up exciting. They're coming on the podcast soon.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Have you been there? It is beautiful.
I haven't been there.
Absolutely beautiful. Like they have in this rig house where they have like a barrel, they do like barrel tastings there. You're literally on leather chair. You have this cowhide blanket behind you. Sick. Yeah.
I'll be completely transparent. I've never tried any, so
that's fun. As long as you're open to it, I think some people.
Yeah.
I'm extremely open-minded, very open-minded individual. So
I'm gonna show you this video, and you're gonna be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" What was it?
He's about to pull out a cowhide video right now.
I think were you there with Dan?
Yeah.
I remember, I think, seeing these chairs lined up.
All right,
these
so
leather chairs lined up.
Here's first of all, like there's the inside. This is absolutely like beautiful.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Outside window looking into the distillery room. Inside their like shopping area and their bar.
Man.
But like literally, tell me that's not the best thing you ever seen.
Oh wow! Yeah, I remember these videos. I remember you guys. Nice. I remember you share Dan. Maybe it was Dan's video, but I saw these videos.
Like
yeah.
I would sleep there. I'd be totally fine. Like give me like obviously you can't have a cigar in there because it's gonna blow up. But
right, yeah.
Like, that is probably the best thing to ever do is have a whiskey like leather chair, a blanket, like and a bunch of barrels. And it's so cool.
10th Mountain stealing that.
Stealing that. I am sorry. I remember texting Colby. I'm like, if you don't have leather chairs by the time I'm there, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. We have a leather couch right now, but I think we need to expand into more territories. So we're building our first rick house. It'll be up by the beginning of the fall, and now I know exactly what I'm going to put in the middle of it.
Just like a big cowhide rug. Actually, it'd be a whole
lounge.
You know what it would be?
Rug?
I was gonna say you're gonna walk and it's gonna be a fucking squirrel, just like a really small rug, like that big. You're like, the fuck?
No, it's not gonna be a squirrel. It's a jackalope, but a jackalope squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And one of my favorite cocktails from Jethro Creek was like this s'mores old fashioned.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Yeah,
like they're crushing it, man. Like
their weeded is fantastic.
So I got a bottle arriving tomorrow that I'm stoked about. It's their 8-year or 6-year. I forget what year it is right now.
It's their 8-year, and it's, let me pull it up. I just had them on. It's their weeded bourbon. Okay. It's the brand new release they're doing, and now I can't find it.
They have a badass like military thing as well. One of the guys who does River City with us, Whiskey Dorm, he was super excited about what they're doing for the military. He was able to sign their military barrel, the red, white, and blue barrel they have. Yeah. So I don't know, that goes back to like I'd rather support those kind of people that are doing some different, unique things than stand in line for a bottle of distillery.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, I don't want to interrupt, but I'm going to interrupt, and I'm going to say thank you for coming on. I'm going to say thank you to our host, 10th Mountain Whiskey. You can find them on 10th MTN Whiskey on all social media platforms, as well as 10thwhiskey.com. And go ahead and buy their products. You can get them in 40 different states through online distribution, as well as 26 states across the country through regular distribution. If you have any questions, please reach out to 10thwhiskey.com and we'll answer all your questions. Jason, this was an honor. This was a pleasure. It's always a great time talking to you.
Buddy.
Cheers. And now we know how a bourbon with friends can change the world. Have a great night, everybody, or a great day.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
See ya.
That's it for this episode of Bourbon with Friends. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a review to make it easier for others to find the show. You can also check us out on Instagram at Bwfpodcast. Thanks for listening.